Being selected to represent Great Britain at the highest level is a special experience at the best of times. But given the backdrop of these games, postponed because of the global pandemic, and some really low times for GB wheelchair rugby, when financially they worried they wouldn't even make it this far, it's extra special.
Obviously, from a personal perspective, it's amazing news. Obviously, something we've been working towards for the last, I would say, for the last 4 or 5 years. But I think I've had a goal since I came out. Well, since I was injured, and kind of my rehab kicked off, that I wanted to at least try and compete at one Paralympic Games. And obviously, fast forwarded a few years, and here we are now. But from a team perspective as well, like I said, the issues that we've had over the few years, we've managed to. I think it's really brought us all together.
Of course, there are still concerns in some corners that the Olympics and Paralympics in Tokyo shouldn't go ahead. But those in charge of the athletes involved say it's business as usual.
I'm pretty fortunate that since the turn of the year, I think we've managed to restart training. It's been obviously not back to the normal original training program, but the longer we've gone through the different stages to get us back to where we are now, we're back to playing full contact rugby. Not next week, but the week after, we have the coordinations tournament happening in the UK. So it'd be good to go out there and perform and to play against a different opposition rather than ourselves for the last however many months. But yeah, literally before we know it, we've got a few more camps, and then we're ready to go, and we're out ready to hit the ground up in Tokyo. So, yeah.
Despite the uncertainties, though, and disrupted preparations, all the team announcements are a reason to celebrate. A celebration of sport and the individuals that have worked so hard to get here. Even though the GB wheelchair rugby team have had very little game time or competition in the last 18 months, Stu says there are some positives to draw from that time.
COVID has thrown into the mix so many different obstacles that you've got to try and overcome and adjust for. So we're just doing all that we can as a squad at this level to try and perform and make sure that we're ready to be in the best shape that we can be when we go there and play. I think as a squad, because we're so close and we're quite adaptable, when we do get to Tokyo, whatever the layout or the way that the games are going to be held, I think it's just up to us to keep a calm head and just to focus pretty much on whatever's put in front of us and try and perform our best when we can do it.
The Quad Nations then will provide some much needed international competition ahead of the Paralympics. A year later than planned, but no less significant for those selected to represent their country. Kath Brazier, Forces News. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great videos just like this one.